Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again with another Market Watch Investments video for you guys tonight. So there's this YouTube channel, YouTuber, X Ross M. This is actually a pretty big channel. It's got several subscribers here. Really cool. He has this video, and I've known about this video for quite some while. It's a really cool video. It's actually a compilation gallery slideshow of all the uncensored artwork cards. It's a really old video. It's 7-8 years old. It was uploaded back in 2013, but it's got a lot of accurate stuff in here, and just it's a really great video. It's got some really smooth music to it too. So if you guys are curious just to kind of get a flash review of all the different uncensored original OG artwork, this is definitely the video to check it out. It's really cool. Alright, so today I want to talk about Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness across the board is worth relatively good money. I mean, the Ultimates have always been up there for collectors, and just being, Phantom Darkness is an extremely infamous set. So, really great stuff for the Ultimates. Of course, the Ultras are pretty good money, but I mean, all across the board, even the commons, you can see here, like the lowest of the low commons, the last one coming from Shadal Showdown is still like around 3 bones, so it's pretty incredible price for sell value. I actually, surprisingly, spot into when Dark Saviors dropped out. There's several super rare prints of this as well as the commons, and I invested into tons. I want to probably say 30 or 40 when Dark Saviors dropped. These were 2 bones a piece, and I picked up several of them, and surprisingly enough, I don't know how, but I actually just sold a playset for 7 bones each, and it's definitely not up there right now. So I don't really know how that worked out. I don't remember. They went up, and then I forgot to change the inventory, but they're still bought somehow, which I thought was really quite colorful. But anyway, Allure Darkness is a really great selling point right now. Next is going to be Mind Control. So this is currently hit at 1 on the list. Totally forgot about this. There's some really wacky plays you can go into this. Jacking your opponent's monster and then going to an XYZ play, and then potentially, depending on what you're going on, you can rip out another card. I like to really use this. I'm playing zombies of late, and I've been using this to steal monsters and go into either Exton Knight or Tornado Dragon, or my personal favorite, Silent Honor, which is actually a really good card. And I'm pretty sure the Ultimate Rares are going for some pretty fat price points right now. So those are some really awesome rank 4s. But this is my favorite version. There is a Super and I believe an Ultra version as well. But my favorite is the Gold Series 2009. Both this and 2008 and the Haunted Mine series were just like the best, like Gold Series at its very, very peak best. Really awesome sets here. So this is roughly around 2 bones before you factor in shipping pretty much all across the board. Then it jumps to about 3. And there's only 3 pages on the market, so really good stuff with Mind Control. Really cool artwork too. Quick review, this is 2009 Gold Series. I mean, there's a really amazing stuff in this set, and again, this set is 10 plus years old, very, very, very old. And there's just great choices. I mean, Solemn Judgment, Sangan, Gold Sarko, Dark Arm Dragon, we got Bottomless Trap Hole, we have, of course, Mind Control, Future Fusion, Caius, Royal Firestorm Guard, and the list just goes on and on and on. So I would definitely check out this set, as well as 2008, which was the OG original first generation 1 gold set. Crush cards going from insane amount of money between like 70 and 120. Of course, you have Dark Magician, DMOC over here, which is around 20. Skill drain across the board. I mean, this is a common. This is going for like between 8 and 11 bones. A really, really crazy price point for a common. But again, this set is just so old. I mean, it's 13 years old now, so, and there's just amazing choices. There's Rhoda, Cyber Dragon, OG, Mirror Force, Don's Luke, Breaker, Jinzo, Torrential Tribute, Heavy Storm, Needleworm it's such a common, but Grandmaster, the DT Rare Grandmaster is actually my personal favorite, but these are pretty cool too. But just all across the board, just some amazing selections for this set. Next is going to be Haunted Mine series. Special thing about this is the only set in all of the TCG to produce a hybrid ghost gold. Now, a lot of people look down on these and don't really consider them ghosts. They always say that they're just golds, or that they're, less than golds, and technically they are a little bit more affordable than OG ghost rare prints, but they're very much still ghost prints. And the special thing about this is this is the only set that is currently in the TCG that has produced and manufactured a trap card, Solemn Judgment, and a magic card, Mystical Space Typhoon MST, in the rarity of Ghost, which is amazing. And the price points have very much fluctuated. You can see here. I've always really believed in these. I have several copies of these myself, and the Neteria Barkion and Herald of Perfection. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up the Blue Eyes, and the Blue Eyes is obviously the most desirable one, at least for value and price point, which I'm kind of okay with, because I mean, it looks great because it's ghost gold, but I really hate that artwork of Blue Eyes. I really don't think it looks that good. But I did pick up a lot of Perfection just because I'm a giant avid fan of fairy builds in general, and I've always loved Perfect Herald. Herald builds is awesome. Ever since Agents came out, the structure deck Agents, I've been really into like lights and fairies and stuff, so I picked up a lot of these. Neteria Barkion. I used to have a misprint of this. It was a hollow shift, which was pretty cool. I ended up selling that, I think, on Facebook several years back. Gores, I have a couple of Gores, but you know, all of these are just amazing, and you can see like their price points are just continue to trickle up, and it makes sense because they're definitely one of a kind, and this was just an all-around really great set too, so I would definitely check it out. Next is going to be Tribeinfecting Viruses. This is the original print, super rare from Magician's Force, very nostalgic, very, very great old school set. There is the Dark Revs rare versions, which are pretty good money. I think they're like 6-8 bones right now, but this being the original print as a high rarity, I definitely prefer this version, more specifically for the first editions. This got lifted not too long ago. It was, I think it was maybe 3-4 lists ago. This got lifted, completely lifted, went from 0 to 3, so that was pretty cool. And unlimiteds are about 8-9 bones. No first editions on the first page here. First editions we're going to get is going to be on the last page. Really dwindling numbers here on this, and this is insane. So this is a new thing for me. So new market price for TCGP here for Tribeinfecting is a whopping $40 plus. It goes to 40, 50, and then 43, and then 50. And then bombs out at 50 across the board, lightly played and near mint alike. So this is insane. I love this card. This card is one of the has some of the most badass artwork in all of OG classic super rare cards. I really love this card. I really didn't expect it to go up to this point. This is obviously because there's just the numbers are dwindling. There's just not really a lot available right now. Maybe people watch this video, maybe start listing theirs, and it'll go down, hopefully. I have several copies of this myself, first edition. I love this card. I've always loved this card, and just the infamy of this being on the ban list for so long has definitely drawn some really great attention to it. So I'm actually really happy that it's finally getting some credit by increasing to some pretty crazy price points. Well deserved on that. Next is going to be Magic Ruler. So specifically, Magic Ruler, not Spell Ruler. Obviously, this was the set that dawned the whole name shift from Magic cards to Spell cards. I personally only invest in the original Magic Ruler set with the the Magic card stamps here. This, you guys probably know by now if you guys have been watching my content, I'm a huge advent fan of the first 13 core sets. LB through RDS is just, it's like my bread and butter. I really, really love those sets. That's what I focus the majority of my content on. More specifically for this, I believe this was the third core set, Gen 1 set 3, and I can't get enough of this set. This is like Legendary Collections 3 and 4 and Legendary Collections Kaiba. I love those sets. Those reprint sets are like my all-time favorite reprint sets. Nothing but praise for them, and this set is definitely probably my favorite. And I love even the anime here with Yugi on the cover of the booster pack has the very classic Generation 1 anime looking cards with the black dot, and just really cool. It's awesome stuff, and there's just an abundance of just ridiculously amazing collector's cards here that's just amazingly aesthetically pleasing. We got Blue Eyes Toon Secret, we got Delinquent Duo, we got Snatch Steel, we got all the Toon monsters, which most of them ultra, pretty great. Serpentine Dragon, Spellbinding Circle, MST, Relinquished, Axe of Despair, Giant Trinade, Painful Choice, The Forceful Century, Toon World, OG print of Cyberjar. The list just goes on and on and on and on, and there's just so many cards that I would want to showcase in this. I literally want to showcase this whole set. I'm pretty sure I've had straight up videos just revolving around this one set because this is such a key set. This is I don't think there's ever going to be a set that has more powerful Magic cards than this, and it's just the nostalgia and the history and the infamy behind this set is just unparalleled. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of cards. I did choose a few that I wanted to review. First one is going to be Serpentine Dragon. Now remember, back in the day, Secret Rare was a huge deal. Secret Rare was the ceiling. There wasn't Ultimate Rare, there wasn't Ghost Rare, there wasn't Starlight Rare. None of that existed. There's only 2 Secret Rares per booster set back in the day in OG Yu-Gi-Oh! And this was just an insane thing to do back in the day. Unlimiteds are going to be around 7-ish bones. No first editions on the first page. There's 3 pages here on the market. We get our first editions for a starting market price of 63 bones. And those are for first edition lightly played, of course. And then it goes to about 80 for the next first edition. And then a whopping 300 bones for the first edition near mint, and then it bombs out at 500. So very, very, very interesting price points on Serpentine. It makes sense. I mean, this is super old school Secret Rare, collector rare stuff. Great, all around great stuff. And MST is going to be next. There's a lot of amazing prints of this. I mean, we have dual terminal, we have ultimate rare, we have parallel ultra, we have secret rare. My personal favorites are these, the original OG Magic stamped ones from Magic Ruler. Really great stuff. And let's go ahead and look at some price points for this. It's really much a couple bones, not really anything for the unlimiteds. And so we get to some near mints. So the near mints obviously go to almost about 30 bones, so it's a pretty good price point for that. There is our first edition here, which is going to be a 40 bones, and it's going to be pretty much 40 across the board, and then hits 45. Then trickles pretty much up to 50, still in the lightly played range. And our first editions near mint start at 88 bones, and it continues to trickle up, and after that. MST, if I'm not mistaken, fun fact, I believe this is the most reprinted card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you look at the different versions, like, I swear to God, I think this has like 30 different common reprints. And obviously has all those other amazing rarities that I mentioned before. So, and just an all-around just infamous card. Really great anime history, and just, just the classic one-for-one card. It's just really great. Giant Tornado is going to be next. It's been banned. It's been banned forever. Definitely a found believer. This is going to come off the list eventually. Unlimiteds are a couple bones. Not really a big deal. You always want to go first edition, especially for these banned cards and just in general for collectability. The first editions that they played are going to be around 13 bones, and then jump to 14, and then around 17, and then our first near mints are going to be around 21 bones. 3 pages on the market for that. Next is going to be the Forceful Century, another very infamous banned card, amazing artwork here, another ultra from Magic Ruler. Unlimiteds are going to be around 4 bones when you factor in shipping. There's 3 pages here on the market, and the first edition is lightly played are 16. And for near mints, there is 1 near mint, a solo lone survivor on here for 30 bones for near mint first editions. Next is going to be Painful Choice. I absolutely love the artwork in this. This is like the perfect picture of disparity here. It's really great. Again, just the artworks, the Gen 1 artworks were so like brutal and gritty, and I really loved, like, the artwork it's good nowadays too, but obviously with technology and all that, and better printing stuff, and there's a lot more cool stuff, and there's a lot more rarities that we have now, which is really cool, but just I cannot get over just the nostalgic factor of this old school artwork. It's really, really cool. Of course, this is another Forbidden Man card, and this is like around 3 bones for lightly played unlimiteds. Again, you're going to want to focus more specifically on the first editions. Always first editions, especially for these Generation 1 collector's cards. And the first edition lightly played is going to be around 13, 14, or almost around 15 bones, and pretty much 15 bones across the board for lightly played first editions. First near mint is going to start at 30 bones, and then there's only 5 pages on the market, so really great stuff with that. Next is going to be Confiscation. Again, amazing artwork on this. Another really great super rare hollow foil from this very old set. Great stuff. Another banned card, of course. Unlimiteds are not anything. They're like, $1. This, just like everything else, you want to focus on first editions. So 4 pages here on the market. The first editions we're going to get are on the second to last page. Lightly played first editions are going to be roughly around 7 bones. And then for near mints, we get our first near mints first edition for 11 bones. And then bottoms out at 20, which I'm really surprised that this bottoms out at 20. With the age of this, the history of this, and this just being a very infamous band card and has amazing artwork, plus it's, you know, old school super rare, I definitely see that increasing in value. Gravekeeper's Servant is going to be next. So this kind of has an interesting backstory. Several different prints of this, all common. Still to the day, we do not have a holo foil of this. I think this card would look amazing in Secret Rare. I really hope it gets reprinted in Secret Rare. Really cool combos that you can do with this with any kind of pretty much removal deck like Banisher of the Radiance, Banisher of the Light, Macros Cosmos, Dimensional Fisher, anything like that. There's some pretty crazy lockouts that you can do, some crazy shenanigans. So this is the original Magic Ruler, Magic Stamped print. This is the first print we ever got here in TCG. And as you can notice here in the artwork, there is actual crucifixes here in the crosses. There's actual cross crucifixes here instead of just the normal bulky graves shapey. So this was, how can I say it? It was a censorship error or a censorship bypass. They just did not, because you'll notice that the other reprinted versions, they changed the crucifixes. There isn't the there isn't these kind of crosses for, you know, religious references. So I thought that was pretty cool that this kind of slipped through the cracks through censorship for the original print. Again, you're going to want to go for first editions on these. Unlimiteds are roughly around 2-ish, 3 bones for your factor in shipping. And then our first editions lightly played are going to be about 3-4 bones when you factor in shipping. Only 3 pages here on the market. And we're not going to get any near mints until the last page, it looks like. And then our first near mint first editions are going to be roughly around 8, and then it goes to 20. So really not a lot of near mints first editions on that. I mean, rightfully so. This is like an ancient card. Next, of course, is going to be the infamous Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. So the other more desirable, just amazing. Like, this honestly is one of my all-time favorite secret rares. Like, I'm a big fan of Yatagratsu, a big fan of Injection Fairy Lily, of Lava Golem, of Vampire Lord. Those are all like really great Gen 1, like top tier secret rares for me. This is too. This has always been expensive, but rightfully so. Like, this card is an old school secret rare, and it just looks gorgeous. It's amazing, and of course, being part of the Blue Eyes package / archetype, you know, it's always going to have some credibility on its own merit alone. So unlimiteds here for the starting market price are a whopping 60 bones for lightly played. First edition we're going to get here is going to be towards the end of the second page. Only 2 pages on the market here. First editions are going to be 131 bones, then 133, and then 551 bones for the first near mints. So incredible price values on this. Again, just an ancient card, and these price points are just getting ridiculous. 550, then it goes to about 650, 650, 800, 1,000, and then 1,200, 1,400. So if you have this card, this is definitely worth money. I hope you guys have first edition prints. I personally have, I think, 1 or 2 first edition prints of this. Unfortunately, they are Asian English, which, to my understanding, I believe, decreases the value quite a bit, but it's still really cool to have a version of this in first edition in this day and era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Next is going to be Delinquent Duo. So there is a secret rare reprint of Legendary Collections Kaiba, which is going for really good money too. I would personally prefer this one, even though it is less rarity as an ultra rare. It does have the magic stamp here, and it is from the original OG Magic Ruler, which makes it a lot more special and nostalgic to me. Always loved the artwork on this. Just one of those most infamous ban cards, probably like ever. Just a completely unfair card, but really awesome artwork. I love how they have like these little like bow ties on their tails too. I always thought that was kind of silly. Starting price for unlimited is going to be 17 bones for lightly played, about 22, 27 for near mints. Again, these are all unlimited. Going towards the second page here, we get our first editions for a whopping 75 bones. This card is all the way up to 75 bones, ladies and gentlemen, for the first edition is lightly played. Then it goes to 85 for near mint, and it just keeps on continuing to trickle up after that. Only 3 pages on the market, so really great stuff with the duo. Next is going to be Snatch and Steel. For the longest time, I thought this card was called Snatch and Steel, like Snatch and Steel. That's kind of just a habit of mine, but Snatch Steel is the real name here. Of course, a lot of different, there's several different, there's like the Spell Ruler Ultra, and I believe a Dark Beginning was also an Ultra as well, but this is the best in my personal opinion, OG print Magic Ruler. Of course, you get the magic stamps here. Unlimiteds are 9 bones for lightly played, and then near mints unlimiteds are about 14. There's 4 pages here on the market. Let's go ahead, let's get some first editions. Our first editions lightly played jump all the way up to 44 bones. So all across the board, it's been a while since I reviewed this set, and this has just is like jam-packed with Gen 1 gems. And yeah, this is a whole nother level. So yeah, first editions lightly played are 44. Only 4 pages on the market here, and the first edition near mints are going to be 74. Pretty much 74, 75 all across the board. Really, really incredible stuff on that. Alright, so I have a little tip for you guys. If you guys are into OCG stuff, and I've actually showcased this on one of my videos quite a while ago, but I like to recycle certain things every once in a while because I don't know who's watching and who's not watching and different timetables and stuff. But like the video I showed you of this YouTuber over here, there's a really cool trick you can do here that if this is the official Konami website, so you can type in any card, like as an example, Last Day of Witch, we only have 1 print here. You can do this, you can search it out, and then it'll bring up all the different prints. Unfortunately for us, we only have a solo print here, which is a promo super rare, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, you go to the database, you type in the card, make sure you're on English. Now that you can change the language over here, which completely changes the site towards that region, which is what's really cool about it. So you can, once you find the card that you want, if you want to see all the different versions in OCG, you can just go up and change the language. This is the kanji for the Japanese language, and you can just click that. It'll switch over to the Japanese site, and it'll populate all of, well, there you have the uncensored artwork, which is just amazing. It's like the Salem Witch Trials over here. And then it'll switch over to the OCG, and it'll give you all the set names and all the different prints and rarities for the OCG. So it's a really cool tool that I like to use. I was in Japan for over 2 years, and I really like collecting several different OCG things. So I think this is a pretty neat thing. With that being said, I wanted to look at that. So really quickly, just did a quick eBay search. I know some people may use Troll and Toad, maybe even Amazon, I'm not sure. The majority of my platforms for OCG stuff is eBay. I'm looking at lowest to highest here. Ideally, the best version would be Booster 6. Obviously, this came out in December of '99. Extremely ancient, really, really cool stuff. It's cool because that version specifically was it didn't have a set name. The first couple sets in the OCG were not marked for set names, and they also didn't have the Eye of Anubis here on the bottom right corner, which makes it really, really cool. And it's about pretty much the starting ones. These are for the reprinted ones, start off at roughly around 10 bones. And there was only 1 listing I was actually able to find. Well, actually, I guess like technically 2 listings right here. These are the only 2 listings that I could personally find on eBay that are part of the actual 99 core set Booster 6, which are the ones, the original prints that don't have the set name or the Eye of Anubis in the right, which looks really cool. So definitely would check out those if you guys are interested in that cool artwork. The next card is going to be Goddess of Whim. Again, there were several different versions of this in the TCG. The best was the 1999 set. I forget which booster set this is called. But again, it's unmarked. There's no set name. It has the old school text box for the monsters, and it doesn't have an Eye of Anubis. So really cool history on that. And the uncensored artwork is just amazing. It's pretty much all across the board for price points here. This common version was, I think, what do they call it? Like Millennium Rare, which, you know, I don't know. This is the best version. You definitely want to go for this. It's the original print. It's older. For all the things that I said, it's unmarked. It doesn't have the Ivy Nubis. It has the old school text box here. But this artwork is just amazing. I love this artwork. This is the pure uncensored Japanese artwork here of Goddess of Whim. Pretty cool. I'm trying to get it close up here if it's going to let me do a zoom. Okay, so I guess just going to straight up do that. So obviously it goes without saying, you guys can see the uncensorship in this artwork. Really great stuff. Alright, so next is going to be Starter Deck Joey and Starter Deck Pegasus. So everyone knows that Blue Eyes White Dragon, the original Ultra and original Ultra Dark Magician from Starter Deck Yugi, Starter Deck Kaiba, first editions exclusively are just unparalleled collector's cards. Really, really, great price values. Almost kind of impossible to get now without, dropping some serious cash. I don't think it's too late for these cards. So everyone, obviously with Dragoon, when Dragoon came out, pretty much all across the board, all the Red Eye stuff, all prints of the monster increased. Of course, there is, I believe is it Magic Ruler? No, Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon was the original ultra rare print. Same artwork, but this is still very old. Again, I believe this was like the second wave of Star Decks. It was Yugi Kaiba, and then after Yugi Kaiba was Pegasus and Joey. These are just pretty much like right around the corner, just as old, just as ancient as the Gen 1 starter decks. And these, for again, only first editions. All of these you have to focus on first editions. They're the only ones that are going to really hold value. These are all really, really great. Definitely look into Scapegoat and Penguin Soldier. Again, lightly played or near mint, first edition only. Those cards are insanely cheap. Obviously, with Dragoons, this card got pretty spotlighted, pretty bad, and people started to really pick these off really, really quick. The last time I reviewed this, there really wasn't too many first editions left on the market, and obviously the price points have trickled up exponentially. Lightly played near mints are going to be roughly around 5 bones when you factor in shipping. There is 5+ pages on the market here, so there is definitely a lot of availability. I'm just really curious of how many of them are actually first edition, because this really got clean picked right off the market as soon as people started to use the Red Eyes engine. So the first edition lightly played here we're going to get is about 13.5 bones. That's a 1 stack. And then it goes to around 14, and that's another lightly played. Let's go to page 6. It goes to about 15, another lightly played. Let's see if we can find a near mint. Near mint, and they're all pretty much lightly played. There's a lot of pages on here. 11 pages here on TCGP. So the first near mint first edition is going to be a whopping 46, and then it goes to 50, and just continues to go up after that. 11 pages on that. So really great stuff. Again, I would definitely check out Scapegoat and Penguin Soldier. Those cards are really good cards in general. Especially for how old they are, they still hold up really, really well. Penguin Soldier is water, which I'm a really big fan of water stuff. I've actually tried taking in my Atlantean Mermills once in a while just for fun, just because of how old it is. And it's a double compulse, really awesome stuff. But it's just they're affordable still, and they might be a little bit more expensive now. Again, it's been quite a while since I've definitely check those out. And of course, parallel is going to be Star Deck Pegasus, which obviously has ultra rare Relinquishes and super rare Griffin Wing and super rare Graceful Charity. Obviously, my biggest thing is Graceful Charity. Graceful Charity has been banned forever, and this is the original set. Like Starter Deck Pegasus Super Rares was the first print that we ever got of Graceful Charity in the TCG, which was really interesting. Probably one of the first cards ever that's the first print that we got was a Star Deck, which is really cool. I don't know why this isn't loading. Anyway, definitely check them out. Unfortunately, this is taking forever to load. So here they are. Structure Deck Pegasus, the Starter Deck Pegasus, the Ultra Rare Relinquish obviously would be the ideal. This would be the number one first editions. You want to go for these. But Graceful Charity, but I don't know actually. Honestly, I would prioritize getting these, scooping up these the OG prints of the super rare graceful charities personally, because there's so many prints of this. Like there's the original ultra rare from Magic Ruler, there's the secret rares from Master Collections Volume 1 or 2 or whatever it was, and who knows. Griffin Wing's insanely cheap too. I know there's a 5-stack of first editions. I think they're lightly played for like a half bone, which this card just blows. No one's ever going to play this card, but the sheer like age behind these sets, like these came out in what, 2002, so we're talking about 18, like 18, yeah, like 18, 19, 20. These are very, very, like over 2 decades, almost 2 decades old. This is insane. Like these are ancient, and again, only go for first edition, so that might be something to look into. And the artwork's really cool on this, and again, it is a super rare. It's a super rare from one of the Gen 1 starter decks, and it's insanely cheap. So I definitely, it's something that you guys shouldn't overlook because of its age in general. But priority would definitely be the graceful charity. That's what I would look. I would go into this, but it looks like for some reason my internet's running really slow, which is really unfortunate because this is stalling up the video now. But the last card that I want to talk about, which I had no idea, again, I don't really keep up very intently with the current meta. I like to play and kind of mess around every once in a while. But Phantom Rage, obviously, if I'm mistaken, I believe was the last core set that we got. I had no idea this card was in existence. Someone played this on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I was playing online. Someone played this against me. This card is insane. This card is so good. Now, players may argument it's a normal trap card. It's slow. You have to set it. And, it's not a counter or anything like that. But for one, it's a secret rare. So, that's a pretty big deal nowadays in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the core sets, and there's just so much utility and diversity behind this. The sheer fact that it's any monster on any summon, so flip summon, normal summon, special summon, whatever it is, the sheer fact that the whole turn it completely locks down the turn from those monsters attacking, their effects are all negated, and they also can't be used for any kind of mechanic in the extra deck. It's just completely blowout. The artwork is really cool. I think this is Chaos Rider. This was an old school super rare out of Invasion of Chaos, if I'm not mistaken. And then I don't know if this is like some Infernity stuff, or I'm not really sure. But the sheer fact that this card is brand new and it's literally only 7 bones, pretty much all across the board for first edition near mints, this is insane. This really, I don't know. I just can't emphasize this enough. I really want to pick up a playset of this personally. I'm really debating just dropping the 21 bones, getting a playset of this. Is there any 3 stacks here? They're all pretty much 1 stacks, unfortunately. Let's see how much they are for an actual stacks. Here is a 2 stack for roughly around 7. It's around 14, 15 if you factor in shipping. So I don't know, it's kind of like one of those things, like it's at a price point where I'm kind of like uncomfortable at paying for this much, but at the same time, it is a secret rare, and I don't know how people aren't talking about this. Maybe people are. Maybe I'm just, the white Mexican's not really informed in what's going on. I personally, I'll admit, I don't really watch a lot of other content creators, so maybe this is kind of all over the media, but I think this is an insanely undervalued card. Now that I think about it, I think definitely, yeah, 7-8 bones for this is steal. I can't get enough. This card is really good. That's all I have for you guys tonight. The link below is going to be for my Facebook. Any one of you guys can add me. Feel free to message me. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you guys. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been part of my life for almost 2 decades. I hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh! Investments. This has been a showcasing by the White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.